Okay, what request does Pistol make of Fluellen? Why did Shakespeare insert this scene into the play? Ah, yes. What dramatic purpose does the extended personification of fortune serve? What is Fluellen's, Morning, Mr. Hagen, what is Fluellen's original opinion of Pistol? How does that change after Pistol makes his request? Support your answer by making direct reference to the scene. And what light does Gower view Pistol's character? I'm choosing some of these questions based on my recall of old diplomas. And if this was an on-site class, I would be letting you know that these are the kinds of questions that you can encounter, the way in which one character perceives another. Why, how, resulting in, that sort of thing. And why, according to Gower, do men like Pistol go to war? What event most clearly indicates the young king has completely severed himself from his old life? That's very important. And it's been foreshadowed, and we've talked about it already. What is the message Montjoy the Herald brings to Henry V? How does the young king respond? For me, this appears to be the climactic moment. This is the last chance to turn back and go back to England, and he doesn't take it. Hi, Miss Vickers. Who else joined me today? Mr. Casagnavo. Welcome, everybody. I can get to see my names, and I can do my attendance. And so we're going to be looking at, we'll read and discuss this scene. I'm not going to put the specific questions into the chat box this time. I will be asking questions throughout the reading, like I would in a classroom. And after we finish discussing the scene, your responsibility then will be to go back and answer the questions. So, scene 6, the English camp in Picardy. Enter Gower and Fluellen meeting. How now, Captain Fluellen? Come you from the bridge? I assure you there is very excellent services committed at the bridge. Is the Duke of Exeter safe? The Duke of Exeter is as magnanimous as Agamemnon, and a man that I love and honor with my soul and my heart and my duty and my life and my living and my uttermost power. He is not, God be praised and blessed, any hurt in the world, but keeps the bridge most valiantly, most excellent discipline. There is an ancient lieutenant there at the bridge. I think in my very conscience he is as valiant a man as Mark Antony, and he is a man of no estimation in the world, but I did see him do as gallant service. What do you call him? He is called Ancient Pistol. I know him not. Enter Pistol. Here is the man. Captain, I beseech to do me favors. I thee beseech to do me favors. The Duke of Exeter doth love thee well. I praise God, and I have merited some love at his hands. Bardolph, a soldier, firm and sound, and of buxom valor, hath by cruel fate and giddy fortune's fickle wheel, that goddess blind that stands upon the rolling restless stone. Be your patience, ancient Pistol. Fortune is painted blind, with a muffler afore her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant, and mutably and variation, and her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. In good truth, the poet makes a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral. Fortune is Bardolph's foe, and frowns on him. For he has stolen a pax, and hanged must he be, a damned death. Let gallows gate for a dog, let man go free, and let not hemp his windpipe suffocate. But Exeter hath given the doom of death for pax of little price. Therefore go, the Duke will hear thy voice, and not let Bardolph's vital thread be cut with edge of penny cord and vile reproach. Speak, captain, for his life, and I will thee requite. Ancient Epistle. I do partly understand your meaning. Why then rejoice therefore? Certainly, ancient, it is not a thing to rejoice for, to rejoice at. For if, look you, he were my brother, I would desire the Duke to use his good pleasure and put him to execution, for discipline ought to be used. Die and be damned, and figo for thy friendship. It is well. The fig of Spain. He exits. Very good. Why, this is an arrant, counterfeit rascal. I remember him now. A bawd, a cut-purse. I'll assure you, he uttered as brave words at the Pridge as you shall see in a summer's day. But it is very well what he has spoke to me. That is well, I warrant you, when time is served. Why, 'tis a gull, a fool, a rogue, that now and then goes to wars to grace himself at his return to London under the form of soldier. And such fellows are perfect in the great commanders' names, and they will learn you by rote where services were done, at such and such a sconce, at such a breach, at such a convoy, who came off bravely, who was shot, who disgraced, what terms the enemy stood on. And this they con perfectly in the phrase of war, which they trick up with new-turned oaths, and what a beard of the general's cut and a horrid suit of the camp will do among foaming battles and ale-washed wits is wonderful to be thought on. But you must learn to know such slanders of the age, or else you may be marvellously mistook. I tell you what, Captain Gower, I do perceive he is not the man that he would gladly make show to the world he is. If I find a hole in his coat, I will tell him my mind. Drum and colours. Enter King Henry, Gloucester, and soldiers. Hark you, the king is coming. I must speak with him from the Pridge. God bless your majesty. How now, Fluellen? Camest thou from the bridge? Ay, so please your majesty. The Duke of Exeter has very gallantly maintained the Pridge. The French is gone off. Look you, and there is a gallant and most brave passages. Mary, the adversary, have possession of the Pridge, but he is enforced to retire, and the Duke of Exeter is master of the Pridge. I can tell your majesty, the Duke is a brave man. What men have you lost, Fluellen? The perdition of the adversary has been very great, reasonable great. Mary, for my part, I think the Duke hath lost never a man, but one that is like to be executed for robbing a church. One Bardolph, if your majesty know the man. His face is all buckles and whelks and knobs and flames of fire, and his lips blow at his nose, and it is like a coal of fire, sometimes blue and sometimes red, but his nose is executed, and his fire is out. We would have all such offenders so cut off, and we give express charge that in our marches through the country there be nothing compelled from the villages, nothing taken but paid for, none of the French upbraided or abused in disdainful language, for when lenity and cruelty play for a kingdom, the gentler gamester is the soonest winner. Tucket, enter Montjoy. Tucket is a flourish of trumpets. You know me by my habit. Well then, I know thee. What shall I know of thee? My master's mind. Unfold it. Thus says my king, say thou to Harry of England, though we seemed dead, we did but sleep. Advantage is a better soldier than rashness. Tell him we could have rebuked him at Harfleur, but that we thought not good to bruise an injury till it were full ripe. Now we speak upon our cue, and our voice is imperial. England shall repent his folly, see his weakness, and admire our sufferance. Bid him therefore consider of his ransom, which must proportion the losses we have borne, the subjects we have lost, the disgrace we have digested, which in wait to re-answer his pettiness would bow under. For our losses his exchequer is too poor, for the infusion of our blood, the muster of his kingdom too faint in number, and for our disgrace his own person kneeling at our feet, but a weak and worthless satisfaction. To this add defiance, and tell him for a conclusion he hath betrayed his followers, whose condemnation is pronounced. So far, my king and master. So much my office. What is thy name? I know thy quality. Montjoy. Thou dost thy office fairly. Turn thee back, and tell thy king I do not seek him now, but could be willing to march forth on Calais without impeachment. For, to say the sooth, though 'tis no wisdom to confess so much, unto an enemy of craft and vantage, my people are with sickness much enfeebled, my numbers lessened, and those few I have almost no better than so many French who, when they were in health, I tell thee, Harold, I thought upon one pair of English legs did march thee Frenchmen. Yet forgive me, God, that I do brag thus. This your heir of France has blown thus that vice in me. I must repent. Go therefore, tell thy master, here I am. My ransom is this frail and worthless trunk, my army but a weak and sickly guard. Yet God before him. Tell him we will come on through France himself, and such another neighbor stand in our way. There's for thy labor, Montjoy. Go bid thy master well advise him. If we may pass, we will. If we be hindered, we shall your tawny ground with your red blood discolor. And so, Montjoy, fare you well. The sum of all our answer is but this: we would not seek a battle as we are, nor as we are, we say, we will not shun it. So, tell your master. I shall deliver so. Thanks to your highness. He exits. I hope they will not come upon us now. We are in God's hands, brother, not in theirs. March to the bridge. It now draws toward night. Beyond the river, we'll encamp ourselves, and on tomorrow bid them march away. Exit. Exit all. All right, so let's scroll back to the top. Always note where you see these yellow, there is an explanation given you. So you want to take advantage of the notes that I scatter throughout. So the scene opens with Fluellen and Gower, and Fluellen is giving information to us about what happened at the bridge. So they're talking about the bridge being perhaps an entrance into Harfleur. Who has charge of protecting the bridge? Who can tell me who has charge of protecting the bridge? Who defends the bridge? Let's put it that way. They're talking about the man who defends the bridge. Who is he? So who is defending the bridge? Who is in command?
No, get down. Shirley, no. No.
The Duke of Exeter, yes. What is Fluellen's opinion of the Duke of Exeter? We learn about people by what they say, what they do, and by what other people have to say about them. So this is an example of what other people have to say. What is Fluellen's opinion of the Duke of Exeter? What is Fluellen's opinion of the Duke of Exeter? Now, do we understand some of the words he's saying? Yes, he respects him. He even makes an allusion to Agamemnon, who was a great commander who led the Greeks in the Trojan War. Okay? Now, Fluellen then talks about Pistol. So what is Fluellen's, Fluellen, of Pistol? And why does he think this way? So what is Fluellen's initial opinion of Pistol? And why does he think this way? Because we know Pistol. You know, he's a blackguard. He's a rapscallion. He's a renegade. He's a reprobate. In modern parlance, we'd be using a series of swear words to describe him. But what is Fluellen's initial opinion of Pistol, and why does he think this way? So you'll notice in blue and underlined, these are his accent, ancient Pridge's Bridge. He even sees him that he is as valiant as Mark Antony, who was a Roman general under Julius Caesar. So, what is he saying when he says he is as valiant a man as Mark Antony? And he says this, why? Okay, yes. Why does he say this? I never thought to be gallant. Why does he say this? Why does he say that he is as valiant a man as Mark Antony? Why does he say this? Oh, my computer is so slow. It drives me nuts. Why does he say that he is as valiant as Mark Antony, a great general in Caesar's army, and that he is a man of no estimation? Why? Lines 9 and 10. You may have to look up the word gallant if you don't understand it. I'm having a lot of trouble with my computer moving so slowly, so I'm not going to. There we go. Gallant. Brave, spirited, noble-minded, chivalrous. So, why? Oh, that's Act 4, sorry. Why does he say that Pistol is valiant? He saw him do great things before. Not great things, something great on the battlefield. We don't know what. So instead of plural, singular. He saw him do something great. Probably the only good thing Pistol did. And if the acting is done well, this line should get a laugh from the audience, because the audience knows Pistol's character. So this line should receive a laugh from the audience. Can you tell me why? Why should this line actually get a laugh from the audience? A director and good actors would want the audience to find this amusing. What do we know about Pistol that Llewellyn doesn't know? In other words, this is an example of dramatic irony. Humorous dramatic irony, unlike the dark dramatic irony we witnessed in Romeo and Juliet. He doesn't like British Canadian spelling. Why is this line likely to get a laugh from the audience? Oh, I think in my very conscience he is as valiant a man as Mark Antony, and he is a man of no estimation in the world, but I did see him do his gallant service. Oh, what do you call him? He is called Ancient Pistol. The audience laughs. Why? And actually, I think if the audience doesn't laugh, the director, the actors, they haven't done their job. Or the director edited the scene out so the audience doesn't see or hear it. Ergo, no laugh. Why would the audience laugh? Why is this dramatic irony? He doesn't know that he's the opposite of very good. We have seen Pistol at his worst. We know he is a reprobate and very far from being valiant and gallant. If we had to infer, what he did on the battlefield, one might assume it to have been an act of self-preservation. Oftentimes, when we act out of self-preservation, we inadvertently help other people. I would suspect that Pistol inadvertently Gower doesn't know him. Llewellyn says, "Here is the man." And what does Pistol's request of Llewellyn? Why has he sought Llewellyn out for this service? Now you have to suss all that out. Why has he sought him out is here. So, starting 1. What is Pistol's request of Fluellen? Why has he sought Fluellen out for this service? These lines explain why Pistol seeks Fluellen's aid. So let's go there. Let's just start with, why does Pistol seek Fluellen's aid? Oh, crap. So why does he seek out his aid? Exactly. He knows Fluellen has a high opinion of him. No, sorry. Pistol is unaware of this. We don't know, not unaware. We do not know if Pistol is aware of this. You can see someone do something great and mention it, but they may have no knowledge of it whatsoever. It's not that Fluellen has a high opinion of Pistol, who, yes, he wants I'm going to get to your answer in 2 seconds, Mr. Mellow Llewellyn. Who, according to Pistol, loves Fluellen, i.e. respects Fluellen. The Duke of Exeter. Good. Now, Mr. Mellow Llewellyn says he wants Fluellen to spare Baldolph from stealing. He can't spare Bardolph from stealing, as Bardolph has already stolen something. What so it's not sparing Bardolph from stealing. You're missing some concepts in there, Mr. Llewellyn. Because Bardolph has stolen something, and it's from a church. What is the sentence? Let's just take this down. What is the sentence? He is to be hanged. Very good. So what Bardolph wants, no, what Pistol wants is for in order to save him from the gallows. Now, let's talk about fortune, the personification of fortune. Must have hit Safari by accident. So it's like an extended metaphor because every form of figure of speech is a metaphor in the end, a comparison of some sort. In this case, personification. So what is being said about the concept of fortune in these lines, this extended discussion of fortune? So we're looking at lines 25, 24, 23, 20, 18, down to 29, 18 to 28. Oh, crap, not if, is. I hate when I do that. So, what is being said about the concept of fortune? Bardolph, a soldier firm and sound of heart, and of buxom valor, hath by cruel fate and giddy fortune's fickle wheel. Here's one lovely description. the goddess blind that stands upon the restless stone. By your patience, ancient pistol, Fortune is painted blind, with a muffler afore her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant and mutability and variation. And her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. In good truth, the poet makes a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral. So in that case, how is Fortune an excellent moral? Giddy Fortune's fickle wheel, and that goddess blind that stands upon the restless stone. Fortune is painted blind, with a muffler afore her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant and mutability and variation, and her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. In good truth, the poet makes a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral. Can fortune be trusted? Why or why not? In fact, Fluellen explains it, so his lines are the best lines, 23 to 28. Fortune is painted blind, with a muffler for her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant and mutability and variation, and her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. Good truth, the poet makes a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral. Okay, goodbye, Mr. Castaniabo. This is our last question for today, folks. So I do want you to be able to tell me what that moral is. It is an excellent moral in that its blind meaning. It can't be trusted. Being blind, Fortune cannot see who she picks to be good to. What else? What else about Fortune shows us that she can't be trusted? So, Mr. Antonov found us this part. Now I need you to look through here. Okay? Look through that italicized section. Maybe I'll bold it too. What else is said about her that proves she can't be trusted? And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant and mutability and variation, and her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. As well as being blind. See if you can finish this sentence. Okay, I'm going to have to leap in. Sorry, I don't like doing this because I know you will get to it eventually, but it's almost 9:30. Ooh, inconstant. The wheel keeps rolling. Yes! And changing directions. Yes! Excellent. So she can't be trusted. And she changed her direction on Bardolph. Excellent. Okay, folks, this is where we're going to end today's lesson. We will carry on tomorrow. Hopefully, my goal is to finish the whole act tomorrow. So we will, this is where we left off. We left off at line 39. So when we come back tomorrow, pick up, we will continue from line 39 in this scene, and then we will move on to the next act. Now, traditionally, when I do this in the classroom, I don't reread the scene. We've read it. We always read it together in class, and then we discuss the elements of the scene. So when we pick up tomorrow, we are not going to reread from line 40 to the end of the scene. We're going to continue the discussion from line 40 to the end of the scene. And then we will open up the last scene, which is scene 7. And then I will read through that and we will discuss it. So you are in a good position to answer some of the questions. I'd love to see how you fare answering the rest of the questions. But don't worry, we are going to continue discussing the scene tomorrow. Alrighty, I can stop presenting now. And I'm going to end the recording. So this ends the lesson.